This is what is called the emotional cycle of change and why so many of you can't reach your goals or you give up halfway through. When you first desire to make a change, you begin in the phase called uninformed optimism. By definition, it's high excitement about the future without knowing the full cost or challenges involved. You're really hung up on the romanticized idea of the outcome. You want to start a new fitness goal. Everything's like, ooh, this is so exciting. Like, yeah, I'm going to put on a matching set. I'm going to go for a run. Or you sit down and you're like, okay, I want to do social media full time, so I'm going to plan out my whole content calendar and I can't wait to get taken on brand trips and yada, 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 yada. And pretty quickly, people head down to stage 2, and that is your informed pessimism. This is when you start to understand the gravity of the reality of the work that's actually involved in getting to where it is you want to go. Your enthusiasm completely fades and all of your doubt starts to arise and come to the surface. You put on your cute set, you go to do your run, and as you're on that run, that's when you start to realize, oh, this is actually really hard and now I have to do this multiple times for the rest of my life. You want to start posting on social media, you might post once, have a lot of excitement, and then you realize, oh, I'm not immediately going to get views. I have to keep doing this. I have to keep showing up even when no one's paying attention. A lot of people actually immediately give up just right here in stage 2 and they're like, you know what, that's it. This is too much work. It's not worth it. There is a large group of people that are like, no, I'm gonna try and keep pushing through. And that's when you go down even further and you reach the valley of despair. This is where almost every single person gives up. The feeling that that constant effort you're putting in is actually getting you absolutely nowhere. At this point, you almost feel like you have confirmation that it won't work because you've been doing it and doing it and doing it and you're not seeing change. However, the ironic part is that if you just stayed in this for a little bit longer and let time pass a little bit more, you would actually start to move up into stage 4, which is your informed optimism. This is where you start to notice those slight changes that are just enough to keep you going and keep you hopeful and optimistic about the future and the end goal. Maybe the scale finally moves a little bit. Maybe you put on pants and they're a little bit looser. Maybe you start posting on social and one video starts to actually get a little bit of traction. Your brain's now getting information that this could actually work, which gives you the momentum to scale up to stage 5, and that is success and fulfillment. Things that were feeling so uncomfortable in stage 2 are now just like your normal integrated habits into your life. It really results in you actually achieving your goal and also giving you more motivation and confidence to redo this cycle in the future. Regardless of how many changes you have made in your life, you will always go through this every single time you want to make a new change. A lot of times it's actually the same goals that we ping pong back and forth between this, where you start in stage 1, you go down to stage 3, then you go back here, and then you're like, wait, I want to try this goal again. You get all the way back out to stage 3, and then you go back and forth until ultimately you get to stage 3 and you're like, no, this time I'm actually going to stick with it and stay with it and see what happens, and then you see that success and fulfillment. Once you understand that this path and course is going to happen every single time you want to make a change, it actually makes it extremely easier to do it over and over and over again, resulting in you achieving your goals and a lot more goals much faster.